Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Hypermine Vanilla server. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. We're currently going through one of these nether tunnels. We just went through the nether hub. Didn't want to spend too much time there, and I don't want to dilly-dally too much. We're going to the witch farm perimeter. We spent a lot of time at the iron farm, and I figure, it's probably about time for a change of scenery. We've got some work to do out here. It's not quite finished. I want to try out a different witch farm design, and we need a little bit of a better storage area. So let's head into the perimeter and we'll figure out what we're going to get into this week. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the Hypermine Vanilla server. No, we're over on the HyperAntix modded server. And we're over here for a reason. This is going to be kind of weird. We're kind of mixing the vanilla and the modded a little bit. Let's turn around here. Let me put my armor back on. And, well, I've been doing some work over here lately. If you have followed me with the HyperAntix stuff at all, well, let's see. Let's just cover things. HyperAntix is a 1.10.2 mod pack. It's put together by DarkphanLP of the Hypermine server for us to play. Custom mod pack for our server. And, well, I kind of put this on the back burner at the start of the year because it was just too much to handle. But, oh, yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. You can see a little marker over there. But I've been doing some work because I had this thought. So I've got a design in mind for the witch farm perimeter, and I could go into a creative testing world and build it there, but it's going to require some interesting shapes, in particular some shapes that are more easily built with something like a world edit, or let's see if I can bring this up here. That's a quarry, clearing fortune, shape card. A shape that is better put together by the builder. So specifically, I want to do some spheres and even a torus over in the witch farm perimeter. And I could go into creative in modded and build the thing, but you know what? Let's take a little jaunt through modded for a little bit. We're going to be doing some work here to plan for the build in vanilla, because let's face it, modded servers, they come and go, but vanilla tends to stay around for a lot longer. So what I want to do is I want to show you something that I found. We're going to go here and go here. We're going to dial once. Dialing device power low. It shouldn't be. Let's see. This thing has taken 32 kerfs. And then how about... That's the painting machine. See if we can get into here. We're storing. It's using it. So I don't know. I don't know what it's yelling about. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to show you this thing. That was rather quick. Look what I found. I found a witch hut in a swamp. So let's bring up J. And it's a decent area. What I'm going to do is I am going to use RF tools to clear this whole area out and build a perimeter. And then I'm going to use RF tools to plan how this whole thing's going to go. Where's the dialing device? We want to go back to the island. Okay. Wait, before we do that, how are we doing on power? Oh, we're doing fine. Okay. And this will just dial once, and we'll go back to the spawn island. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be playing around with the witch farm or witch hut perimeter. We're going to build the design that I want, play around with a few different designs, and that means we can switch out materials really quickly. We can build those cool shapes, get an idea for how that's all going to work, and then we can take what we learn here and go apply it over in vanilla. So up to that point, up to where we are currently, what I need to do is I need to show you some of the things that I've done since the last time we were together. We currently have some sand finishing up. Good. We needed some silicon, and sometimes the sound gets bugged out a little bit, but since we were last together here, I've put together a refined storage system. And then what else have I done? I put in some of these travel anchors. We have to do a couple of those, and that way we can get between the two. We can't quite get over to the beach from here. We have to go to that midway point. I've set up our, what are these things? I should know. The quarries. This is the materials quarry. I might get kicked here. No, okay, we're fine. We're fine. This is the resource quarry, and this is the ore quarry. It might be cool if I brought another chest over here. This thing's full. And then what I've done is I've moved some, or I made a bunch of water mills, and I moved the ones over from spawn. So we've got all of the water mills running all the potential grid power that I might need. Right now I'm using 44. Let's see, 32 for me for my flight here. Okay. And then 8 up top. Where are we using another 4? I have no idea where we're using another 4. That's interesting. But what I've done is I've set up the solar panel up there. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it. Over here, what we need to do, the first order of business is we need to move the this whole refined storage thing. We need to start moving all of these machines over into our main base area. We need to clean up the beach area here, get rid of all the farms, just, kind of reclaim this area, and then start our base structure over there. And the first major order of business is to actually not get rid of that. And I'm having connection issues. I've mentioned it on the Hypermine Vanilla. We might get kicked. No, we're not getting kicked. As long as I don't force the server to do too many calculations. What we're going to do is going to grab a lot of these grids here and anything else. We've got a dimensional transceiver for power. Got the solderer. I've been told that there's a particular way to say that. Solderer. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. So those of you that have the British accent, you can let me know if I'm saying that correctly. I need some sort of a bag. Do we have a backpack or something here? Yes. Let's grab this guy. And we'll see about putting all of this stuff into the backpack. And then same thing here. Okay. And we'll put all of those speed upgrades. Yeah, so I got a pretty decent system set up already for refined storage, but it's not quite what we need in terms of the final thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that up and maybe get some auto crafting going. And so let's see, let's go right like so. And we've got a little bit of a lag here. Again, it's probably a mix of this is modded and my connection. A little mix of both. But what I want to do, all right, is I want to use this chunk right here. We're going to bring up the chunk boundaries. So this chunk is going to be storage. And then this chunk, was it this chunk? Yeah. Yeah, this chunk is storage. And I'm going to move the quarry, the ore quarry, over here. And then maybe we do ore processing in this chunk. So let's get out what we need to remove here. Let's get all the solderers, crafting grid, pattern grid, all of this stuff here. And then we can set everything back up in just a moment. I'm not quite sure on the final setup of this whole thing. We probably need a little bit of room in the back. And we'll come back to the backpack in just a moment. But let's get out our controller. That's like that's the brains of the whole operation here. And you know, we can play around with this as we go. Do I have the disk drive? That is probably in the backpack here. Let's see. Pattern. Yeah, there we go. So we'll put that in there. Okay. We're not using too much of that. And we can move the backpack out of the way here. And let's set down. We do need a little bit of power. Configure that. We're going to go into here. Go to soap mains. No, not send. Remove. Receive. Yes, there we go. All right, and that's going excellent. And then we'll put down crafting grid right here. And then we'll put down the pattern grid right here. Okay. Okay. And we need some patterns. Those are in the backpack. You know what? We can put away some of this stuff that we don't quite need yet. Printed silicon, we're good. No, you don't go there. We need those. Okay. And we'll put half of those in here. And then let's set down a processing pattern encoder right there. And we'll put the other half right in there. Okay. So I think we're doing all right here. Now let's get the solderers set out. And then we'll take these crafters. Okay. And is that... Nope. Let's have some lag. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll set out the crafters like this. I think that's how they go. And then the solderers once more. Okay. And then we can get into all of these things. And we'll just start filling them up. And we're not going to have enough of these speed upgrades right now. We'll need to get some auto crafting going on with those. And let's just grab all of that. Excellent. Put the other speed upgrade in there. And then we've got a pattern. And what's this one going to do? We need a crafter. Okay, so that's the other part I'm not quite sure about. There are these patterns. See, I'm used to the AE2, the Applied Energistics 2. I'm used to that. So you set up your crafting computer, you put your patterns into interfaces that are attached to the molecular assemblers. But this one, how about let's take out one of the crafters and we can turn off the chunk borders like so. Not what I wanted to do. Do I have some more glass in here? Yes. Okay. It's something I'm going to have to watch out for, this low to the ground, but so be it. All right. Maybe I can attach a crafter right like that. I honestly don't know how this works. Put that in there. Can we craft? Start. Yes. Okay. So it's that simple. Well, that's cool. Okay. That's very simple. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Now for these solderers, we need a processing pattern. And what I want to do is get the basic ones going, we're going to say, well, we're going to need some silicon, and we got iron, so we'll get that. And then there's the printed basic processor. So let's do that. We'll make one of these guys, and we'll say iron ingot makes one of those. Boom. And let's see how this works. Okay. Can we make no, just give me a stack. Empty out the whole thing. Printed basic processor. I want to empty it all out so then we can see. Make one. Go. And we're waiting on server. All right. That's all well and good. It doesn't know what to do to bring it back into the system. So that means we need to pull it out of the solderer. It doesn't automatically do that. So I'm going to need to get some item conduit, and we'll have to pull that back in, probably send that into the controller, I'm guessing, or back into the crafter. Okay. How about this? Let me go read up on that, and then I'll figure that out, and I'll bring you back once I've kind of reconfigured this. We need, I've calculated, there's 7 different primary recipes for these solderers. I want to make sure that I've got all the basic soldering recipes in here in their own crafters, so that if we get into major amounts of crafting with this, that we're not getting backed up by one of the machines. So that's the basic processor. I've got them pulled up here. So improved processor, basic processor, advanced, basic, improved, advanced, and then printed silicon. And then these two are just crafting on top of that. So yeah, that's 7. And then, you know, I'll get another solderer for the other recipes that we won't need all that often, just need to be there. So anyway, let me go off camera for a bit, and I'll figure this thing out. All right, see you in a bit. All right, we're back, and well, I've done a little bit of work off camera. I did go back and I took a look at a few different people's run-throughs of refined storage, including Active Inc. from here on the Hypermine server. But yeah, so let's take a look around. We'll swing like that. Okay. Yeah, lots has changed. Okay. I've made a little platform here. Instead of putting the refined storage system there on pretty much bedrock level, moved it up here. We're using alabaster slabs. We've got alabaster pretty much everywhere in this. Gives a nice clean feel. The reason we're putting it up here is so that I have room for some of this under here, some of the underworkings of this whole thing. So that gives me a little bit of room down there to run cables and various things and all that. So then I've gotten the crafter set up. We've got patterns in here, and so we can do some basic auto crafting. And yeah, I've got even more patterns in here, like so. Just some of the initial stuff that we're going to be dealing with. Well, that's an extra crafter anyway. I made some more drives here, and that's going to be part of our storage system. And we're going to be using some more, actually we're going to be using, what is it? Storage drawers. So we've got a drawer controller. No, I've got it in here, and a compacting drawer. We're going to be using storage drawers for most of the high volume stuff. So ores and things like that, we're going to be stuffing into compacting drawers so we can get access to that, either the blocks or the dust or whatever. And we're going to be attaching that with storage, something from refined storage. Let's see. It's a storage interface or something like that. Let's see if we can figure out from actually refined storage here. There's something you can place on, yeah, external storage. So you can put that on something that is a tile entity that holds stuff, and that's going to show up in your refined storage system. Doesn't take up drive space and doesn't add to the overall RF cost for the system. So, or well, I don't know how much it adds. It's just the external storage. So we're going to attach that to the drawer controller. But I'm going to probably put that right here. Just a massive wall of drawers right here to handle a lot of this stuff. So, well, that's not a good example. I've been messing about with that. So like spruce wood, we've got a bunch of different ores that are coming in. We're going to process those eventually. But yeah, case in point, marble, limestone. I don't want to take up a bunch of drive space with that. I'm going to just put it in storage drawers. And we can probably drop down the drawer controller right here. I want to keep everything within this chunk as far as the storage is concerned. Now, one thing I don't think I properly explained to you, and what we're going to do is use the, where's a good spot? We need a good spot for our to-do list, maybe over here. So we need storage. Okay. So I said, what we're going to be doing here is working on a witch farm or the perimeter design for vanilla, but we have to do some of the precursors. So I need storage set up. I need auto crafting set up. And then I need ore processing. Okay. So that all has to go in. And then we need mob drops. And we're going to do that in a variety of ways, including a mob farm, but also a woot farm. So we're going to be playing around with that. And then we're going to get into more power. Okay. And once we get that, if we've got our storage set up and our ore processing, and we've got more power coming in, we should be able to do the clear out the perimeter. Okay. And then planning. Okay. So that's kind of our to-do list. I did try to see if there was a clipboard in here. We don't have Bibliocraft in the pack, so we're going to have to deal with signs. Okay. And I think we can edit those, yeah, just by right-clicking on the sign. Do you have to have a sign in your hand? No, it's just sufficient to right-click on the sign. Excellent. So this is kind of our to-do list. I don't know how many episodes it's going to take. Probably ore processing is next, and then mob drops, and then power, and then the perimeter clearing. So maybe 4 or 5 episodes, probably the next month or so. We'll be doing this. Hopefully you're cool with that. Do let me know what you think. But we're not quite done for the day. I want to get some more of these drives in here. So we need to make some patterns. And one of the things we need to do is one of these storage disks, 64K. Yeah, so we can come in here, create the pattern. And unlike AE2, you don't actually have to have the items in your set here, or in your storage. You don't have to craft one first to get the items. That's pretty cool. Other thing to make note of, I've clicked ore dictionary just to make sure that it will pull anything that registers as glass or redstone. In case we don't have Minecraft glass, we've got something else. Then we need to go through here and get the rest of these items. So 64K, let's get a pattern for that. 64K requires 3 of these 16Ks, which requires a 4K, right? It requires 3 4Ks and then 1K storage. And that should be good. It's all ore dictionary, so we should be fine. And what we'll do is kind of spread these out. Maybe couple these up here and there and there. How about that? Let's see what we can do as far as the drive goes. So we should be able to do this. We need what? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, 8 per. So we've got one already. So let's see how many we can get by with just here. Do we have enough? We don't have enough silicon or glass. So maybe let's just go with a couple. We can't even do that. My. How about just one? No, just one. We can do one. Let's do that. So we'll let that thing go. And I've made a crafting monitor so we can see what's going on here. And we should be able to just drop in. Yep, there we go. So you can see those automatically going. And under the covers here, I would show you, but that's a conduit facade. And we've got Ender.io item conduits pulling all of that stuff out, putting it into this chest, which is then getting imported into the system. I should probably do as many speed upgrades as possible on that. And we'll take a sleep real quick. So at this point, I need to go off camera. I need to build up all of these storage drawers. We need to move all the items out of these modular storage here and get all of the chests over from our main island or beach area over here. I've done some of the moving. You can see that now, but we need to move these. Yeah. So still some stuff to move, but we're slowly but surely retreating from the beach and going to our main base area. So anyway, I'm going to go off camera for a bit. We'll get these storage drawers done and I'll show you the final storage area. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and yet again I've changed up the storage system. Let's take a look here. Oh, well, my waypoints are getting in the way. And we're running out of time for this episode, so let's hurry up and get this done, okay? So I've rearranged the entire refined storage system. It actually matches now. We're having to build on an even because of the way I picked out the chunks. Chunks are 16 by 16. So that means we're building on even for this whole thing. So I've put all of the terminals around the exact middle, which happens to be, if we pull up the chunk borders here, it's right here. These are the two middle blocks right here. Words, okay. Two middle blocks right there. So that's where we got those. And I have fully fleshed this thing out. We've got all of the crafters here pointing into the solderers. And we've got a series of crafters up here with a lot of patterns in place now. And I've gotten a lot of drives in here, and I've also started with a fluid storage tank. So we've got some liquid purple slime. I removed the slime island. If we come up here, there used to be a slime island right over here. I fully removed that because I didn't want slimes hanging out. Anyway, we've also gone with, what is this? This is storage drawers. We've got an external storage on the back of the drawer controller, which means that all of the items in the whole storage drawer network are listed in here. It shows up there, but you can also see all the nuggets and ingots and blocks and all that because it's reading the full set from these compacting drawers. So I've just put everything in there that I had over at the beach area. So let's take a look real quick. I have moved most everything out. So I still need to move the portals, and then I need to move the tank full of creosote, but we are pretty much done with the beach area, and we've moved in over here. Now, you'll also notice that I have started with some other platforms. Let's get rid of that. We've got ore processing that's going to be coming in. That's going to be probably next week. I don't know. I would like to promise next week, but I've got some ideas for vanilla that we might be jumping back and forth on. And then over here, we've just got the general machines. So some auto crafting here with, let's see, binder composite. What's that? Glass? Yeah. And over here is the alloys. You know, stuff like that. And yeah, okay. So anyway, that's all hooked into the refined storage system through network receivers and network transmitters. Yeah, so there you go. And I've got that all hooked up into the main one over here. But yeah, you can kind of see the base coming together. I have removed the quarries because really didn't need those going right now. I need to get ore processing really going before I turn back on those quarries. And so it's probably the thing that we're going to get to next. But we have got storage done and auto crafting done. And I think that's pretty good. Again, just a reminder that we are working towards being able to do planning for the vanilla side project of the witch farm perimeter. We go over here. Let's wait for the server to catch up. Okay. Witch hut in, dial once. We'll wait for the server again to catch up. Had a little bit of insight into my internet issues. It's not the internet provider. I was wrongly accusing them. It is something on my computer. My wife's computer connects just fine at the correct speeds. It's just something on mine, and it's not my onboard network either. Or if it is, it's also on the new NIC that I just got and put in the system. So I'm going to be continuing to mess with my network issues. But again, a reminder, we're going to turn this into a perimeter that looks very similar to the one on Hypermine Vanilla. And we're going to be planning out our build over here for vanilla. Yep, we're going to be using modded to plan for vanilla. It's just the way it's going to be. But anyway, we've got a lot of work still to do. We've got storage in place now, and that means that we should be able to store everything that comes in from the eventual quarrying that has to be done over there. Which direction is it? That way, about 1,600 meters. So we've got plenty of storage here. I have filled all of these storage drawers with maximum upgrades plus the void upgrades. So if we get any more, it's just going to throw it away, and that's fine. We've got a lot of storage. Okay. So let's see if it'll show. Yeah, we can fit 1,664 stacks. I think we'll be fine. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this little jaunt into modded 1.10.2. I don't know if we're going to be updating any of the mods anytime soon. Do go check out Darkphan's Twitter. Okay, go if you're not following him. Links in the description box below. Go find him through the Hypermine subreddit. If I don't click on there, he's been having a tough time lately. A lot of life happening for him. Go find him on there. Follow him on Twitter and send him a hug. And anyway, so he's been the one maintaining this mod pack, and it's just been a lot of other stuff going on for him. So probably not going to be getting updated here, but I've already got a good setup. So we're going to be hanging out on 1.10.2 here for a little while we're planning that whole build. Hopefully you enjoyed this little jaunt. Do let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. That's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.